With just a few weeks left in the year, it seems like every promotion was saving their best fights for last. We also have the return of Roberto Robocop Soldich, the fighter we featured months ago on a video hosted by Pete Carroll, and enough flying knees and head kicks to bring anyone some Christmas joy this time of year. And it is all thanks to the legend Caposa, so go give him a follow on his Twitter at Grabaka_Hitman so you can get more videos like this daily. What is up, everyone? It's the Casual, Lawton Veerkant, and this is Caposa's Corner. Kicking us off this week, we're going to Pro FC's 69 event, nice, in Russia, where we have one fight. This is a flyweight matchup that sees Saeed Ahmed Khanov with just a 1-0 record, and his opponent, Zamir Bagatirev, only has an 0-1 record. I'm a little concerned this week. It's our first fight, and we're actually starting in the third and final round. I sure hope this doesn't mean this week is going to be a boring one. Okay, false alarm, definitely not gonna be a boring week. Holy overhand right from hell, and poor Bagatirev is down and out and as lifeless as a rag doll. Just look at how he falls down, just out on impact from this huge right that Saeed sends just 12 seconds into the final round, securing him the win and improving his record to 2-0. Now we're gonna pay a visit to our friends at AMC Fight Nights 107 in Belarus, also for just one fight. Here, we have a light heavyweight bout between Stanislav Klebek with an 11-4 record, and he's taking on Gairat Uzmanjinov, who just has a 2-0 record. Matchmakers, that doesn't seem to be a very good one in my opinion. Anyways, AMC never lets us down with these highlights, so just over 1 minute into the first round, and the head kick. And cue the music. What a celebration, but that's not as beautiful as his perfect head kick that just flatlines his opponent to the canvas. Klebek makes quick work of this one, getting the win in just a minute and 20 of the fight, improving his record to 12-4. Next up, we're going to KSW 65, one of our favorite promotions in Poland, where we have two fights. For the first, we have, of course, Caposa's KO of the week. And it's a middleweight title fight that has current champion Mamed Khalidov, a KSW legend with a 35-7-2 record, and he's taking on the one and only Roberto Robocop Soldich, the current KSW welterweight champion, sitting at a 19-3 record. And this is the fighter we mentioned in the intro that we featured about 4 months ago with Pete Carroll, so he's definitely someone you need to be aware of. So with just 1 minute left in the second round, Roberto catches him with this huge left hook and the ground and pound, and this fight is over. Now, before we talk more about that KO, Mamed was down for about 3 minutes and clearly has a broken nose, as you can tell by this fountain of blood, but he does come to and gives nothing but respect to Soldich. Now, back to that left hook. Damn, while he was charging him, Soldich just played this patiently and sneaks in this huge left hook that just absolutely folds him. What a fantastic win from him, solidifying his career even more now with a 20-3 record, proving he's probably one of the best fighters outside of the UFC at the moment. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome your new welter and middleweight champ. I've never had to say both before. For our second fight at KSW, we have a lightweight matchup that has Piotr Osynca with an 6-7-1 record, and he's up against Patrick Leakas, who just has a 2-0 record. Another odd matchmaking moment, it appears. So we're nearing the end of round 2, and with just 20 seconds left, Leakas says he's tired of this fight going on. Wow, a literal buzzer beater, landing the spinning elbow just in time and sending his opponent down and flat to the canvas. Sometimes it's not how pretty it is, it's just about how efficient it is, and man, was this one efficient. Leakas secures this win and keeps his record clear at 3-0. Moving on, we're going to GMC's Amateur Olympics event in Germany, where we have one fight. This one is definitely an honorable mention, well, because, yeah. So yeah, that's Sven Daliza landing that devastating head kick, and that's Ralph Kraft receiving that devastating head kick. So this event was for amateurs, and I could not find a thing on either fighter, so I'll assume that this is both of their debuts. But either way, we know it's not much, and only these 2 angles sadly, but this kick was just too clean for us not to show you all. But either way, congrats on the win, Sven. Up next, we have National Fighting Championship 7 also in Germany for one fight. This is a featherweight title fight matchup between Jarno Ahrens in the black shorts and the blue tape with an 11-2-1 record, and his opponent, Max Koga, is in the gray shorts with the red tape and a 23-7-1 record. This is another one with limited footage, but definitely not disappointing. One single uppercut and left hook combo and 2 follow-ups to put him to sleep, only for him to wake up shortly after very confused, and this fight is over. You can see him just waiting to throw this combo, and his patience pays off as he lands his fantastic knockout, improves his record to 12-2-1, and is your new NFC featherweight champion. Now we're gonna go visit Veneto FC9 in Italy, where we've got a personal favorite of mine. Here we have a light heavyweight matchup between 2 gentlemen making their pro debuts, and first up we have Emanuele Troia representing the red corner, and he's taking on Mario Mingai, our fighter in the blue corner. So this is actually a rematch between these two who fought back in 2018 when they were just amateurs, which Troia won, so there's definitely some bad blood on this one. And as we are just 1 minute into this fight, Troia decides he wants to go to the feet.
Spinge via, Troia si rialza e prende subito
jab subito così,
jab sinistro, una ginocchiata al volante, che capo!
Maybe he should have kept that fight on the ground just for a little while longer. Mario just absolutely dispatches him after catching him on the stand-up with a left, and then the switch knee to just collapse him against the cage. This win gains Mario his first pro win and levels the score between these two at 1-1. Trilogy fight maybe? Swinging over to London, we're going to visit Fightstar Championship 20, where we have one light heavyweight fight. This again is an honorable mention due to limited footage, but just damn.
Flying knee. And a jumping knee knockout here.
So, sadly, we just have the one angle. It is HD, though, which is a plus. And that's Simeon Powell securing this win via flying knee and improving his record to 4-0. And his opponent, well, that's Matthew Nicholson, and this loss puts him at a 1-1 record. Powell did have a 6-1 amateur record, and like we said, he's still undefeated as a pro, so it's a little early to fully tell, but he definitely is on the right path for some success. Next up, we're going to visit Santiago Brazil 110 for one fight. This is a middleweight matchup between Cesar Almeida, sitting at a 2-0 record, and he's taking on Danilo Guerra, who has a, holy shit, man, a 5-28-1? I don't even know what else to say. But we're just over 30 seconds into this fight, and did anyone order a nasty right hand?
Acaba a luta.
Olha só!
One and done, and probably a sore leg today for Guerra, but Cesar just demolishes him very early in this fight with his lone right hand. And that is all it takes to put his opponent on the ground, secure this win, and keep his record clean at 3-0. Still going, we're off to Nasayo Cyborg 11 event, also in Brazil, for one fight. Here, we have Ariel Ingia with a 2-1 record, and she's taking on Mirella Vargas, who is only making her pro debut. This one actually happens within 10 seconds, so I just gotta shut up.
Belo jab cruzado da Mirella, chegou ao fim. Nocaute da noite, provavelmente.
A right hook to send her down, then about 13 unanswered follow-up hooks that send her mouthpiece flying, and this fight is over. Talk about coming in and wanting to make a statement. I don't know much more of a statement you can make besides what Vargas just did, gaining her first win as a pro and getting some style points added onto it. For our last fight this week, we're going to Unified MMA 42 in Canada, where we have a light heavyweight main event title fight that sees current champion Graham Park with an 8-2 record, and his challenger Mariusz Kasykiev has an 8-1 record and actually competed on the Contender Series last year, which he unfortunately lost. So, who's it gonna be? The current champ who's defended his title twice before, or the hungry Contender Series alumni?
Graham Park's biggest weapon is his ground and pound being so tough, and a hard left hand from
Andy Social comes in.
What the hell was up this week with single punches into a timber KO? Dear Lord, Mariusz just flatlines him with this second left punch that just folds him backwards against the cage, and then some semi-unnecessary ground and pounds, and the ref calls the fight. But he gets the job done in just under a minute and a half of this fight, improves his record to an impressive 9-1, and is your new unified MMA light heavyweight champion. Another week as we near the end of this year, and Caposa comes through and delivers greatly. So go give him a follow on Twitter at Grabaka_Hitman, and you can also support him by going to his Patreon at patreon.com/Caposa. And we want to say a huge thank you to all of these organizations for hosting these events year-round, no pauses, no breaks, and to each and every fighter, winners and losers, and we will see you all on the next video. Peace!